Everybody tap the screen, drop your daily heart me's, say hello in the chat, do what you do. We have a new, yes, he's a Pomeranian. We have a new gift gallery. I'm trying to get filled. If anybody would like to fill anything on that, it would be much appreciated. I also have a live goal. If you're new here, gifts are appreciated, not required. It's going good, Amy. How's your day going? Good morning, Mamacita. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. He's a literal baby. Hi, Marissa. Oh my god. My sweet baby. He's 3. Stacy. If it's not $50, then I'm gonna be pissed. Stacy. Oh, I can't even check my Venmo. Well, I can, but I have to, like, change my login. So, but it's still good. You're good. Yeah. But I can't check it. I'm screaming. It's 50 cents. I think Classic one day sent me, like, I don't know, like 15 cents or something. Everybody say hi to the baby. The baby's gonna go lay down in bed now. Okay. Is anybody gonna send me a fucking lion or no? Oh yeah, it was 75 cents. Is anybody sending me a lion or no? Because if not, I gotta get out of here. I got other things to do. Okay. Yeah, but I don't think they're sending you a lion. Okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna go now. Look how he just falls. I'm fucking screaming. I love you, Bobo. Okay, say bye to all your TikTok aunties and aunts and tias. Yeah, but that I only speak Spanish. I know, Bobo. It's okay. Oh, there's your aunt Hayden. Thank you, Rachel, for snatching the title of the roses. Oh my god, I just got out of breath. Okay, say bye. Okay. You ready? Here we go. Oh, I know, Bubba. He loves a good massage. After we bathe him at home, because in between groomings, we usually do like, because he gets groomed usually every 2 weeks. We do like 2 baths a week. And he likes to get massage after. And we have this like other oil that we do on. Anyway, he loves it. He's obsessed. Okay, I'm gonna put this away. Sorry, y'all. Anyway, this morning has had a lot happen and go on. Oh, thank you, Denali. I appreciate that, my love. I figured I'd switch it up from the green. This was suggested by my girl Marissa, and I do love a good, like, burgundy wine. Also, Marissa, the hair mask for 15 minutes did wonders. So, good looking out per the usual. Hey, Lola, why don't you get out of the way so he can get out? He's trying to get out, and you're blocking him, baby. Lola. Anyway, good morning or good afternoon. It depends on, I guess, where you're located. But hi, how are we? How's everybody's morning or day going? How's everybody's day going? It's hot. I just got off of an 1.5-hour phone call, which I was on a phone call for like 30, 45 minutes before that. It's just been a lot. But it's been very good and productive this morning. So, thank you. I think I'm going to go get my hair cut today. Or, I keep saying that, but I really need to. I need to go get it cut this week. I'm getting rid of the mullet too, you guys. Okay, so if you're new here, we don't start immediately when I get on live because we like to give people time to get in here. Also, we're more of like a community where we all like, I like to keep up with you guys and like No, this is not my natural color. I'm screaming. Is this anybody's natural color? No, this is nowhere close to my natural color. My natural color is brown. This is the first time I've ever did this color. I know, I wish. But yeah. No, I just did this over the last like 2 weeks. I'm screaming. Oh, thank you, Denali. I appreciate that, love. But yeah, we let everybody get in. We tap the screen for a second. We send our daily heart me's if we can. If you don't know what that is and you need help walking you through it, I can show you how to do it really quick. It's not hard. It's literally 1 penny. But if you don't have that penny, oh, thank you, Spinderella. Then that's okay too. It's the only gift that I ask of you guys. The reason is because it boosts me as a streamer and it also helps me get paid more the following week. I need a lot of help. Doing what, Elle? You added the snow to your name. Oh, blue collar. Just you wait until you see this new backdrop that I'm putting together. Behind me, pumpkin. Christmas is gonna go hard in the paint, honey. Hard in the paint. Hi, Adriana. Thank you guys for all the heart me's. But yes, yeah, the snowflake in people's names is my new little thing, because I'm the snow queen and I do a lot of snow and I love to do bumps and lines and 8 balls and all the tea. You know, I just love it. I love it. New viewer fixing to go send you a heart me. Thanks, Girly Pops. Love that. Thank you so much. And welcome. I'm glad you're here. So yeah, we don't just start immediately. We usually wait till we get between 10 to 20,000 taps and we let people get in the room. And then I'm going to start. I'll go over court documents. If you missed my lives last night, I had 2 different lives last night because I had to split them into 2. Both of them are already uploaded to YouTube. We did go over court documents last night. I was going to re-go over them this morning, but good morning. How are you? Well, I'm going to re-go over them, I think, Adrian. I don't know. I got to make a decision here shortly. Oh, shit. Well, I just put out way more of that than I wanted to use. Okay, now I have to sit. I didn't, CD. That's what I'm going to be doing now. But hold on. Because I can't move my face. Girl, there's no quick. Sorry. I can't. I'm not supposed to make any facial expressions for the next, minute. Oh, thank you. Everybody tap the screen. Drop your daily heart me's. Say hello in the chat. If you're new here, say hey. Tell us where you're from or something. Hi, Mandy. How are you, beautiful? How are you doing, Mandy? Can I purchase that stuff yet? How do we like it? Which stuff? That might got a little too close to my eye. It is Denali, and I don't know. This is my second time using it. Fuck. This is the new Peter Thomas Roth. Well, it's not new. It's new to me, though. Well, this isn't the stuff that you're asking about. Classic. You're asking about the stuff that I used last week. That you were like, hey, put it in your thing or whatever, blah, 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 in my Amazon storefront. So, listen, moron. Aw, congratulations, Terry. Yeah, bitch. I will clock you real fucking quick. Don't try me. I love you. Okay. So, I don't know if I can go over them quickly. I don't know how, like, I don't know if there's a quick way of, I mean, I read fast, but I just don't, y'all know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot. And I still wanted to go over the transcripts. Yeah, Joe Mama. Oh, also, Marissa, I like that Matt. Oh, God. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all are ever needing hair advice, there's a girl that is in my chat, I think, right now, and also is just become a good friend of mine, who has literally has walked me through every step of how to do this to my hair, and has not literally steered me wrong one step of the way. I don't know, my under eyes look fucking sick right now, but I can't stop doing this to my fucking head. So, is that the Fee? Fee, I got the craziest text message at, hold on, I'll tell you. At 4:56 a.m. this morning. We have to talk about it privately. We'll talk soon. It's about streamer posts daily. He wants me to unblock him. I told him it's not gonna happen. I said, yeah, no, that's not really how this works over here. So anyway, you guys, before we start, we're going to do a little bump break. So everybody get your straws, your dollar bills, your spoons, and your pinky nails. Oh no, he was asking me to ask you, Fee. It was about you. Oh, he's come to me. Girl, I have to tell you, it's so much. This has been going on for weeks. For weeks about you. We'll have to talk. I'll message you when I get, like, bitch, it's so insane. But I tried to tell him, I said, Fee's not the one, the 2 or the 3, probably not the 4 or the 5, or the 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, but he played the game. So, anyway, bump break, everybody. Happy bumping. Cheers. Remember to do it in evens only. Always do 1 in each nostril every time. Yes, the instruction manual, because some people, classic, are new to the art of doing bumps. Not everybody's like us and has been doing this for as long as we have. All right, let me move my iPad over. Oh, honey. When pro doesn't even begin to describe what the level I've reached. You want to talk about somebody? I'm just kidding. I'm not promoting it. Don't do rugs, everybody. Rugs are bad. Okay, let me turn that away. I'm on my 5th bump today. Baby, you got to do it in evens. So it's always no less than 2 at a time. Okay. Okay, we got to do a poll really quickly because I need to know what everybody wants to do. We're going over court documents. But here's the thing. I already did a live last night where I went over the ex parte that John's attorney filed and the Embree's response. And now I was about to go over transcripts. I'm screaming, Jules. 4 in each nostril is insane. So, what do we want to do? What are we going to do here? I cannot go over those fucking... the same thing. Okay. I'm just trying to think, like, what's a quick way to do that? What is this? I don't even know what this is. Do a summary. Those were so... yeah, it was literally like 4 hours. Okay, so I'll do a little summary of last night. So, or of what I went over last night. I mean, honestly, there's not much to go over. Basically, it was Brianna and her attorney showing how dumb they are. And let me just say this. I think that I'm gonna just, this is my opinion, and you don't have to agree with it. I don't really care because it's mine and not yours. For me, no matter what decisions have been made and what decisions will be made, I believe, this is my opinion, I believe, based on my understanding of the law, the way the law reads, the language within the law, and the responsibility of the court. Thank you, Nikki, for the hand heart, babe. Oh, for all those hand hearts. Thank you, my love. I believe that the court has failed W several times within this situation. This isn't me siding with the parent. This isn't me saying, like, this is simply about the child. I think that, oh, Nikki, thank you, Pookie. I think the court has failed him on numerous occasions. And I think they got it wrong again. Nikki! Oh my god, Nikki's gonna fill it up? Oh my god, Nikki, put it in all the way. Do it now. Come inside of me. Oh, sorry. Nikki! So, I just want to start with that. Second of all, I think that the orders given in August for the DVRO and for the custody, I think that some of the language is far too vague for there to be a clear understanding on either side. No, Nikki, you did plenty, bitch. Stop. You said that's all I can do. Thank you so much for everything that you just did. Girl, I love you. Thank you so much, sweetheart. So essentially, both John and Brianna both of their requests were denied. That's in short, that's what happened. My issue is with specifically with the custody orders and Santos's like, what's the word? The word is, court doesn't consider the stress brought on primary parent by all the drama hurts. I agree. Oh wait, let me go ahead and turn this on. So they use the word present in the court orders, and that is, it's so like there, it's non-specific. Ooh, girl, it's very non-specific, and there's no like. Now, from my research, based under California law, him even being on... Actually, let me not say that, because I don't want to confuse anybody. I have to do more research. I personally don't think that he should be allowed on in present in W's vicinity in any capacity, whether that be in person, whether that be on a FaceTime, whether that be on a live stream, whether that be on whatever. That's me. I'm trying to get a better understanding of how the law reads in California. I do have a law degree from Harvard. I just got it last night. Right, Karma. There's a lot of open to interpretation things that I feel like are, I don't know. It's just a lot. So basically, yeah, that was, I don't know how, like, what, like, it's hard. Yeah. I don't know how to give like a summary. Other than like, I feel like they are letting W down in so many different ways. And this is what my fear is one day, is that for any child, but in this situation, my fear is that one of these times the judge is going to get it so wrong and they're going to miss something so badly. And there's going to be detrimental consequences because of that. That's my fear. For somebody, for something, like in some situation. I don't know, like, I don't want to speak anything. Literally happened. Yeah. But, like, into existence, or, like, I don't want to put anything out there into the universe, but, like, how many times are you going to get something wrong? Or how many times are you going to let someone or someone's teeter on, like, walk this very, like, thin line and play this game with a child's life and well-being before the line is crossed? Oh, absolutely, there are worse parents. I 1000% agree with you. I've said that since the very beginning. People have always asked me, like, how do these people still have supporters? Well, Brie Olsen is not the worst parent in the world. Neither is Ashley Trevino. As much as we all might think she is, because we're, all invested into this and we've been following it for a while, there are far worse people out there. Absolutely. Doesn't take away from the fact that she's still a piece of shit. She's still an awful fucking mom. Okay, so anyway, if you want to watch that, go watch that. I don't know. I'm like, I feel bad, but also, like, I told everybody that watched last night that I wouldn't, that I would go over transcripts. So maybe if I have time in a little bit, I will, or if one of y'all who wants me, I don't know what to tell you. I will figure it out. All right. We're all in this together. She chooses everything over her son every time. She chooses men. She chooses rugs. She chooses alcohol. She chooses partying. She chooses traveling. Everything is always over W every time. Okay. So this is, the court reporter's transcripts from one of the days, or one of the half days in August, the 8/27, I think. Yeah. So, here we go. The court. We're back on the record in the Gacy matter. Can the parties make their appearances again? Because we have a court reporter. Miss Butnick. Sure. Taylor Butnick for the petitioner, John Gacy. He is en route. I will waive his appearance so we can get started until he comes in the court. Okay. Miss Fonseca. Lindsay Fonseca for respondent. Brianna Lynn Olsen, who is present and currently sitting in the witness box. Nikki, I uploaded both lives from last night to my YouTube channel. It's in the link in my bio. Shelby Says So 90 is my username on there. But both of them are already up and ready to go. Just make sure you watch the first one first, and the second one is listed like continued or part 2. I forget. Miss Fonseca was very busy over lunch preparing. Miss Fonseca, my paralegal, your paralegal was very busy over lunch preparing the transcript. Have you had a chance, Miss Butnick, at least to look at the video. Miss Butnick, I did actually. I have much more information now after the lunch break. The court. Mr. Gacy, if you can join us with counsel. All right, I assume you are going to be playing the video, correct? Miss Fonseca, uh-huh. Bitch, not uh-huh. I'm screaming. I don't know, Grinchness. Y'all are dumb. The court. And we're going to get the computer up. All right, so now what are we going to mark it? Do you know what your next in line is, Miss Fonseca? Want to make it FF. Miss Fonseca, no, I have spots left for, it would be, whatever. The court, 4 H's? Okay. What? I'm screaming. Miss Fonseca, and we are on both sides going to go through at the end and mark and move everything since we weren't doing it as we went, right? The court, sure. Miss Fonseca. Okay, the court. So you're going to be playing something that you marked as HH and no Miss Butnick's continuing objection, and I'll hear more from her once. So you're going to play a video HHHH? Miss Fonseca, uh-huh. I can't do this, y'all. I'm screaming. Exhibit HHHH is marked for identification and played in open court and not transcribed herein. Miss Fonseca, and then just so you can see the date, the court. Okay, so you are going to ask your client some questions. Miss Fonseca, yes. Redirect examination. This is by Miss Fonseca to Brianna. So her attorney is examining her. Question. Brianna, is this John's TikTok page? Yes, it is. I would object on the same basis. Miss Butnick objected. The court, lack of foundation. Miss Butnick, yes, lack of foundation. Miss Fonseca, he's already testified about his online TikTok page. The court, let me see it again. Hold on. Miss Fonseca, the court, hold on. Miss Fonseca, went through. The court, no. But counsel, a person who doesn't maintain that page cannot testify that is indeed his official page. She can testify that she has seen videos in his name, and that's the most that she can testify. She didn't create it. Miss Fonseca, right. The court, okay, so let's put it back up. Let's put it back up so I can see. Miss Fonseca, the whole page or the court, okay, do you recognize what that is? Everything in there? Do you see the 2K up top? What does that appear to be from your understanding? The witness, that appears to be an on-screen social media name. The court, and you know that because you've watched multiple videos or you've seen videos affiliated with 2K. Can you just push it down a little so we can see the top? It says 2K at the top. Have you seen other videos on that page depicting Mr. Gacy? The witness, yes. The court, and you've watched other videos depicting Mr. Gacy on that page. The witness, yes. The court, okay. By this is back to Lindsay Esquire. And did you hear the lyric about the X? Yeah, I'm screaming. Not them bringing up the song. Get the fuck out of my face. Okay. Oh. Did you understand that to be a lyric about you? Yes. Why was that your understanding? Because he said publicly and personally to me that I've been the only girlfriend he's ever had, so I would be his only ex. Shut the fuck up. And you testified earlier that the first time you saw this video online was the day before the custody dispute. Yes, the court. And when you refer to that, you're specifically referring to that line of 23 seconds where he says, okay, my ex... I can't do this, y'all. My ex in the place, she gonna pay for that shit. Is that what you're referring to? Imagine being in the fucking courtroom as they're reading this. I would absolutely read my shit. Also, love the promo for the song. Caitlin, I can't. Is that what you're referring to? The witness, yes. The court, okay. By back to Miss Fonseca. Okay, so back to the date of March 25th. So you said earlier that nobody came to your house on the 24th to serve you with the order, correct? Correct. And the same thing the morning of the 25th, correct? Oh wait, correct. And when in the clips that we saw when you noticed that the police were outside, who were the men that were talking in the room with you? Those were my managers at the time. And can you give, I guess, just their first names? Jordan and Etai. Not Crazy Eyes. Not Crazy Eyes and Gang Sign Mouth. Were they instructing you on what to do with the police encounter outside? Miss Butnick, objection, leading. The court, overruled by Miss Fonseca. Were you listening to their instruction during the police encounter? 100%. And was she? Was she listening? Because I recall, and I have it documented, that she was walking around the fucking room as Jordan is back there scrambling on the phone with fucking whoever that girl was on the phone, trying to get an understanding and what to do. And Brianna was just walking around fucking live streaming, goofing off, making jokes about how she wasn't sure if she was going to actually return W or not. And why were you listening to their instructions? Because it was kind of under their supervision. It was their house. They were my managers. I was trusting them, what they were saying. You were trusting two people who have no college degree, no college education, no law degree, have never worked in a court system, have never practiced any type of family law. They're not even real managers. They are fake managers. That's who we were trusting. Got it. I can see that you're taking this so serious, Brianna. And earlier, when Miss Butnick asked you in one of the clips where we heard a female voice on the phone, she asked you if you were talking to a lawyer. Were you talking to a lawyer on the phone in those clips? No. Do you know who that person was? I think it was a family friend of my manager, Jordan. Was that person giving Jordan legal advice? Miss Butnick, objection. The court, hearsay. Miss Butnick, hearsay, lacks foundation, relevance. The court, sustained. Were you listening to the instructions from the person on the phone? Yes. Did you have a lawyer of your own to call at the time? No. Why not? And did you believe that you were doing the right thing listening to that lady's instructions? Yes. But you weren't listening. Well, like what? You weren't listening to that lady's instructions. Not the majority of the time. The court, are you going to try to assert some kind of defense, that there's a defense to this because she was listening to someone and somebody told her to do it? Is that what, Ms. Fonseca? No. I guess this could be impeachment or just addressing their testimony of them trying to say that this was all done intentionally to get a rise out of John. The court, I see what you are saying. So this is impeachment of the claim that they introduced that she did this intentionally to get correct. Okay. And because, again, it was their videos of this whole streamed incident where we have all this crosstalk that they have now put into transcripts and put before the court. So I know it's hearsay, but how she interpreted it is technically not the court. The only thing that I paid attention to, again, for the truth of the matter, asserted are statements that Miss Olsen said. Miss Fonseca, I'm screaming at this business. The court. So I believe there is a statement in there to the effect of she did this to get a rise out of. So your testimony that she said about listening to someone potentially could impeach that it was done intentionally. Miss Fonseca, oh, you're talking about the POD, the later piece? Okay. What the fuck is going on here? What is happening? Why is everybody so fucking confused? Do you want to know why? It's because just like Brie Olsen, her attorney is so good at creating fucking mass chaos and confusion. So I'll go to the podcast then. So the podcast that the judge just mentioned was, when was that podcast filmed? Sometime in 2025. I'm screaming, not sometime in 2025. Was your testimony earlier that you had a script for the podcast? They did provide me with a script. Yes. Who is they? The people that ran the podcast. And did you have to follow not she threw them under the bus. And did you follow the script during the podcast? Yes. Do you know what would happen if you didn't? Ms. Butnick, objection, speculative, sustained. Okay, do you recall John testifying that last November you took W from Texas to California, or was it the reverse? I'm sorry, I don't remember. Of course you don't, because you don't know what the fuck's going on, Lindsay. I remember that. From California to Texas. Okay. And last November, when that occurred, did John file an ex parte motion over that incident? No. Did John release a music video last November by chance, to your knowledge? No. And did John file a restraining order last November against you? No. Do you recall seeing the clip that Ms. Butnick showed earlier today where you're wearing sunglasses and talking to your chat about kidnapping? Yes. Were you being serious when you said, I'm going to go kidnap my kid? Ms. Butnick, objection, leading. The court, sustained. Were you being serious as to any comments you said in that clip that Ms. Butnick showed? Objection, leading. That's overruled. I can answer? Yes, sorry, overruled means you can answer. I'm screaming. I can't do it. I literally can't do it. Fucking idiot. Yes, sorry, overruled means you answer. The witness, no, I was actually repeating comments that I was seeing come across my screen. No, you weren't. This is what I'm talking about, though. How many times does she get to sit in a court of law and just straight up fucking lie? Just lie after lie after lie. I don't understand it. Like, whatever. Okay, I don't think I have anything else. Okay, redirect, Miss Butnick, just a couple. Recross examination by Miss Butnick. This is John's attorney questioning or examining. Fuck my life. Yep. Questioning Bree. You had testified before the lunch break that this music, the song that you have discussed, Mr. Gacy posting to social media in March of 2025, referenced Mr. Gacy using rugs and described Tesla as sort of, I guess, a slang word for a rug, correct? Yes. The actual lyric is, ain't poppin' no Tesla, isn't it? The court, can we look... What? The witness, I would not know. That's crazy! Because you seem to fucking know when it benefits your narrative that you're trying to fucking spin. When you're trying to paint John out to be this horrific person, you will take every little possibly thing that you can do and try to spin it. It's page 2 of the transcript. It's the very last sentence of the first paragraph. The court, do you want to look at it? Do you have the transcript? The witness, is it the big one? No, it's the court. I will give you mine. It's on the second page, the top paragraph. The witness, okay. Miss Butnick. And so if you look at the very last sentence of the first paragraph of the second page, it's on the right-hand side. Isn't it true that the actual song lyric is, ain't poppin' no Tesla? Yes. Okay. Isn't it true that this is a song from early 2025? Miss Fonseca. Objection. Lacks personal knowledge as to when John produced this song. The court. Have you ever seen this song prior to March 2025? The witness. No. I guess... Heard the song prior to 2025? No. Miss Butnick. Had you seen the music video prior to 2025? No. Had you heard about the music video prior to 2025? No. And he doesn't reference you by name in this song at all, correct? No. He doesn't reference any children in this song at all, does he? Not the part that I heard. You had testified that some of the men in the March 25th, 2025 live stream, you named them Jordan and Itai, were your managers. That's not accurate, is it? It is accurate. Wasn't Itai your boyfriend? He was not. Oh. So we're just fucking lying across the board. The court, how old are they? Do you know? Jordan and Itai? 22 and 21. Can I assume that neither one has a legal degree, correct? Correct. Thank you. I have nothing further. Anything else? No. May she rejoin you at council table? Yeah. Not yeah. Lindsay. Oh, wait. Sorry. Now he wasn't her boyfriend. Lindsay. Can you stop saying uh-huh and yeah? Like, what's happening right now? All right. Are you calling any other witnesses? Miss Fonseca, no. The court, okay. Are you going to call your client? Oh my God, this is 113 pages. I don't know if I can do it, y'all. In rebuttal, and then we'll do evidence. Miss Butnick, yeah, just very, very briefly. The court, sure. Mr. Gacy? Miss Butnick, John. The court, do you want me to leave the transcript? Are you going to use this? Miss Butnick, no. The court, okay. Mr. Gacy takes the witness stand. Here we go. I know there's about to be something petty happening. This is John's attorney examining him. John, is there a difference between your professional personality and what you are feeling in your personal life? Yes. What is that difference? Well, online, I smile through everything and I get through it the best that I can. I have a son looking up to me. Social media is my job. I'm not going to go in there showing fear, and especially if somebody's admitting that they are trying to get a rise out of me, why would I show that somebody is getting a rise out of me? If somebody is trying to put fear in my heart and I'm raising a son, I'm going to raise my son just how I am. I'm not going to show anybody that I'm stressed out. I'm not going to show anybody that they put fear in me. I'm not going to show that I'm scared. It's my job to show up to work and not show this emotion, just like everybody else has a job to go to and not be emotional. They have to get the job done. Miss Butnick, okay, I have nothing further, Your Honor. The court. They call it recross. I call it redirect. I guess that's criminal, maybe. This is her attorney to him. After you got W back on the 25th, you sent him back with your mom to Texas, correct? Objection, this is outside the scope. Sustained. Nothing further. Okay, you can resume. That's all you had, Lindsay? That was the question? I can't do this. Mr. Gacy rejoins counsel at counsel table. The court. All right. Are you offering any other witnesses, Miss Butnick? No, Your Honor. Anything else, Miss? No, ma'am. So do we now want to go through all the exhibits, and then I'll give each one of you an opportunity to argue? That's perfect. The court. I appreciate everybody being so conscientious of time today, so we can get through everything much easier. Miss Butnick, so do you want me to just list the exhibits that I had, that I used? Yeah. So I have, let me pull my exhibit list up for this. Give me one moment. We can do it in numeric. Right. And then I'll hear Ms. Fonseca's objection to individual. Let me ask just a global issue. Ooh, global issue, Miss Fonseca. As it relates to pretty much all the video evidence that she saw, including the clips, and I will tell you again, the only thing the court, because I know there was a lot of hearsay back and forth, there was potential crosstalk. Are there individual ones you have objections to? Do you have all of them? I'm interested to hear what your position is as to them globally first, and then I can take them individually. Ms. Fonseca, there was just a few, and I'm trying to stay within the confines of our joint statement. The court, sure. Ms. Fonseca, because we did mutually agree to things in advance before we saw each other's stuff, but that's just what we did. The court, and the court appreciates you both. Ms. Fonseca, there was, I think, maybe 3, and as she goes through them, I can speak up as to which those were, that were completely third-party streams or content that do not fall within the exceptions of our joint statement. The court, okay, Ms. Fonseca, but the rest of them are probably fine, but I have them marked, so as she goes through them, I'll say. The court, wonderful. Ms. Fonseca, sure. Lindsay! So I have all of the portions of Exhibit 64. The court, well, can we start numerically? Ms. Butnick, yeah, let me go in order. I have Exhibit 16, which we, I think, already admitted. The court, wait, what was 16? My client's DVRO request. Ms. Fonseca, that one, yes, we did admit that. The court, so the DVRO 16, which included his declaration, that came in initially without objection. Ms. Butnick, correct. Fonseca, yes. Court, okay, that's admitted. Exhibit 16. Wait, I'm not going through all these. This is literally them just... Oh, wait, hold on. I have 31. Any objection? Ms. Fonseca, looking, yeah. That's one of the third-party ones. That's Valet's TikTok. This is the one in the kitchen where there's seven bait people all chattering at the same time. So the requirement under the joint statement to bring in third-party content like this was that there was a nexus drawn between client directing the third party to harass or threaten. Ms. Butnick, that's not accurate. Our stipulation allows threats by a party to be admissible even if they are made on a third-party social media account. This is a recording where Brianna says, no, I just said I'll piece his mom up any time of the day. The court, all right, so the way I see this is, just so you all know where I heard with 1 or 2 exceptions, which I'll talk about when I make my ruling, I saw very little of any evidence that Miss Olsen was directing other people to do this. There were 1 or 2 exceptions, but I think at most of them, it sounded like people were doing it on their own, including Santos. Girl, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, you said skip. Wait, why am I skipping? Hold on. What am I doing? Why is this not focusing? Why am I skipping? Okay. But that doesn't take away from the fact that specific statements of Miss Olsen specifically, no, I said I'll just piece his mom up any time of the day. Those were her words. The way Jen would absolutely, other Jen, hi. The way Mama 2K would absolutely rock your fucking shit, Brianna, be so fucking for real. I'll piece her up any time of the day. Bitch, the way she would have you on your fucking back immediately. She also said, I made his mom cry several times. I don't know what the basis of that. I mean, it's hearsay, but it's offered against her, and she's a party client. So what would be the basis of objecting to that? Ms. Fonseca, relevance, not a CHRO with mom, the court. I understand that. I'm going to overrule. So 31 comes in it's really her comments of, I made his mom cry, and it said, I'll piece his mom up any time of the day. Ms. Fonseca, my other concern is I think the smaller numbers were in the grouping from Friday, and all the transcripts per what you said, and what I also acknowledged about the transcripts were grossly wrong. So any exhibit, and we weren't presented with corrected transcripts of anything that was shown on Friday. Ms. Butnick, they were not grossly wrong. That is not an accurate statement. The court, well, they weren't 100% accurate because they weren't transcribed by AI as opposed to a human, because they were transcribed by AI as opposed to a human. But I will say this, I went through them and was very meticulous when they were inaccurate, and I corrected them. So for example, on this one, the friend says, are you nervous? And then there's a reference to, and 30 babes, but I don't really, in this particular case, care what the friend said. I heard nothing that was inaccurate as to, oh, I made his mom cry several times, and I just said I'd piece his mom up any time of the day. Now, what's introduced is not the transcript. What is introduced is the actual video. So that's the clip she's introducing. So that's overruled, okay, Miss Butnick. And I missed one. Exhibit 26 was where she talks about John's mom saying she needs to do something with her fat ass, get a fucking 360 lipo, BBL, fat back transfusion. She's not going to do shit. She's not going to do shit. Listen, Sid the Sloth. You have some goddamn nerve talking about the way anybody is fucking built. Because even with all the doctors that you've gone to and all the reconstruction you've done on that body, you still look a hot fucking mess, Pookie. I believe Miss Olsen testified at least. Thank you, Is it London? London? Thank you, babe. Everybody keep tapping the screen if you can. And if you haven't dropped your daily heart me, please drop your daily heart me's. Okay. I believe Miss Olsen testified at least some of these comments she did in fact say. The court. Okay, where is that one? Miss Butnick. Exhibit 26. The court. Okay, again, I just, from a relevant stand, that's the one where it was inaccurate, where the transcript said Iraq, okay? And I heard, okay, man, run it, okay? And then it says, I will, period. Because the original transcript was, I will fuck his mom. Whoa. What? I wonder if that's E-Tie, but the way I heard it was, I will, period, fuck his mom. No, you need to shut the fuck up. You need to shut the fuck up, dead ass. You know what? Again, I understand Ms. Fonseca's objection regarding relevance of the mom's comments. The comments about the mom, comments about the mom that are potentially defamatory are completely irrelevant. Because, as I said before, I don't believe defamation is the appropriate basis upon which to judge this because they're First Amendment rights and given that they are public figures. However, there have been allegations of threats and it's threats. There are transcripts that show allegations of threats made by Miss Olsen, both towards Mr. Gacy and as well as towards his mom. So I sort of, and then she said she was joking. So to the extent that this video talks about threats to his mom, though I'm not really sure because here where it says, I will fuck his mom, it was inaccurate. It says, I will, period, fuck his mom. What the fuck are we talking about? The relevant portion is, no, you need to shut the fuck up. No, you need to shut the fuck up, dead ass. That could be seen as a threat. Ms. Fonseca, okay, the court. So that part is relevant. Exhibit 26 is admitted into evidence. Ms. Butnick. And just so the court is aware, one of the other acts that can be enjoined would be harassment, and so I think some of these messages coupled with the threatening conduct, it shows the level of harassment that my client has been going through this year, and so that would be my other argument as to why it is relevant, the court, harassment, and that's why I hope maybe after the break you can come back with some case law specifically, but again, I've tried to find every single case that I could find of DVROs in the sort of First Amendment Facebook posting kind of thing to read it. My understanding as it relates to harassment, I don't know. I'd like for you to look. My sense is when they talk about harassment, they talk about direct activities, annoying phone calls, direct text messages, emails, things that are directly conveyed to a particular person. That's wild to me. That's wild, but okay. I heard testimony that he blocked her. I never heard any testimony throughout this entire time that we've been together for 4 days that she made any other than some communications about W, which were very polite and professional on both their parts. I never heard any testimony of her texting him, emailing him, any sort of direct harassment. What's about to piss me off is, or what is pissing me off is the way that, because again, I'm telling y'all, Brianna's not stupid. The way that she's able to get around this is by doing it online. And that's where there has to be some sort of case law. I'm going to research this later. That there has to be some sort of case law that backs this harassment argument, right? There has to be. Like, there's no way that it can only be if they directly communicate via, like, text, phone call, email. Like, there's no way. There's only this very sort of vague vein of potential threats made, and she posted with maybe an understanding or maybe not an understanding that he would see this. So I'm not sure, and that's why I asked that. Maybe at the break, you bring me if this would necessarily, because those cases that I read that talk about the use of social, more like texting, email, social media. Wait. Texting, email, social media. So is, hi, Mrs. Deluxe. So is what the judge saying that when it's via social media, it has to be like a DM? I don't like it. I don't like this, and I don't think that is the interpretation. I don't know. That's not how I interpret the law, but again, I'm not a sitting judge, so I have a fake degree from Harvard that I just got yesterday. That's where the harassment is, I think. So I would maybe not. I would ask you to maybe cite me some case law that you could tell me it may be. It may not be. I'm not sure. But I'll let you argue, Ms. Butnick. Okay, the court. Go ahead, Ms. Butnick. So the next exhibit would be Exhibit 31, which we just talked about, the court. And you object to that, Ms. Fonseca. Oh, Valet's TikTok live? Yeah, the court. Okay, that comes in at number... over respondent's objection. Exhibit 31 is admitted into evidence. Oh, Ms. Butnick. My next exhibit is Exhibit 34, the court. Ms. Fonseca, that one's fine. That's the boat one. Okay, that comes in. 34 is admitted into evidence. Butnick, okay. The next exhibit is Exhibit 35. Which one is that? How does it start? Ms. Butnick, it says, we don't call him 2K anymore. We call him 2Gay. Fucking children. Hi, Mandy. How are you, beautiful? Literally a fucking child. We call him 2Gay. Good one. Yeah, now let's all fist bump and all go down the slide together. Because we're fucking toddlers on the fucking playground at fucking daycare. Got him. Fucking dumb cunt. And I guess in anticipation... Hey, look, there's Ruby's favorite word, anticipation. Under relevance objection, my argument is that I do think this speaks to the harassment conduct and also conduct that disturbs my client's peace. Ms. Fonseca, relevance because of how forward the court was about this topic and a couple others that were brought up in the first day of testimony. We didn't go into this because it was labeled as defamation. So, relevance, the court. Isn't that defamation? Ms. Butnick, not necessarily. I think it can be harassing also, and it can be conduct that destroys somebody's home. The court, it's defamation. Didn't we have a long conversation about defamation and the case law, Ms. Butnick? Just because something may or may not be defamatory doesn't make it. They're not necessarily... Yes, thank you. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Taylor. The two, they are not necessarily mutually exclusive. Something can be both harassing and defamatory, disturbing and defamatory. And I'm getting sick and tired of this judge needing fucking case law every fucking step of the way. Have you ever been resided over any fucking case? Do you not know shit for shit? What did you get your law degree for? So do you have case law for that in this specific context of social media? Mind you, for those who are about to say some dumb shit, the only way that case law exists is when there has been a previous ruling on something, right? So in order for this, for any case law to exist, there always has to be a first time. There always has to be something that started there being precedent, right? I did learn that at Harvard. First day, baby. So in order for case law to exist, then a judge would have had to have ruled on it previously. There's not always going to be case law because sometimes you're going to be the first judge to fucking rule on it. I need a bump break. Give me a second. I got to do a bump, y'all. Happy bump break. Cheers. Yes, Spooky, a bump break. We do bumps around here. I'm the snow queen, mama. Okay, back to it. So do you have case law for that in the specific context of social media? Posting by public figures, because there's lots of case law in this area, Ms. Butnick. Specifically, social media post of a I've lost my spot. Of a public figure, no. But I think just for the argument, I believe that there should be. This isn't a situation where my client, the court, case law, counsel, respectfully, there's lots of case law. Ms. Butnick, I understand. The court. There's the Curcio matter. And I read the cases. Ms. Fonseca, so it doesn't come in, right? The court. This is being excluded as irrelevant to what is being sought here. So number 35 does not come in. Let me back up really quickly. This judge is about to piss me the fuck off. And I am all for being fair, right? That is their job as a judge. Their job is to be non-biased and to rule fairly across the board. Why does there have to be case law specifically, right? In the specific context of social media posting by public figures? At what point, why can it not just be case law on people posting on social media? Why does it have to be so specific? Why does she need case law that's so specific to social media postings by public figures? Why can't it just be case law on two parents post, like two individuals? Am I crazy for that? Am I crazy for like thinking like, why can't it just be that? That's my thoughts on it. Hi, Mountain Man. Thank you. See, but Christina, I don't think this is necessarily defamation. I think it's both. Hey, how are you? She's too scared, but she knows this is very public. I don't know. Can I get everybody in the live to hit share and repost at least just one time? One time. Everybody in the live, one time right now. If you haven't already, please drop your daily heart me's. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for tapping the screen. I love y'all down boots. I don't know. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking this like requirement of it must be so specific. Like we need this. I don't know. And why? Because if there isn't, I'm not saying there's not, but if there isn't any case law, why does that mean then that you yourself as a judge, right? Because you as a sitting judge have the authority to make this decision on your own. You don't need there to be any sort of case law on it. It's almost like this judge doesn't really know what the fuck they're not, and I'm not going to say fully, right? Megan, thank you for the 9 star, baby. I'm not going to say that they fully don't know what they're talking about, but right, Christina, this is about them as parents. That's what I'm getting at, Denali, is like, so if there isn't any case, like, it's like she needs something previous or like a previous court ruling to make her decision. It's like she's unsure in what she would be ruling on. So she like needs, I'm not understanding. Maybe I'm crazy. Block me, bitch. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Guys, really quickly, if you're new here, you don't have to gift. All I ask is for your daily heart me, but I am trying to fill my gift gallery. We have 3 things left. I need one person who can send 1 diving whale, one person who can send a galaxy, and one person who can send 5 DJ glasses. Also, I do have a live goal. It is really high. So whatever. Cash in your 401k. Also, can somebody drop a uni? Thank you guys for the heart me's. Okay. Don't be fake or broke. It's not a good look, guys. It's not a good look. I'm manifesting a uni today, okay? Or a Zeus. Or a Phoenix. Or $10. I don't really care. Just figure it out. The offering plate is being passed around, okay? Okay. Okay. There, I read the cases, so it doesn't come in. Yeah, so Exhibit 35 is not received into evidence. Great. The court. Okay, Miss Butnick, 36. Miss Fonseca, the chicken wing one? Sure. Chicken wing? Jen, you're good, baby. I just be messing with people. Just because you can't send a gift on TikTok doesn't make you broke. It just means you have priorities and responsibilities. Denali, thank you for the hand heart, my love. Is that Jay Shell? Mandy! Yay! Oh my god, y'all both sent it. I'm screaming. Faith. It does. Okay, now we just have the gal. Okay, cool. I'm screaming that y'all sent the same gift. I can't. Thanks, Nay. Thanks, Mandy. Thanks, ladies. Love y'all down baggy boots. All right. Now, whoever does this one gets full access to everything that I have. Go for it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I have any gentlemen in here, but anyway. Yep. We're doing it. We're going all the way. I'm just kidding. Okay, anyways, moving on. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. Appreciate y'all. Chicken wing. She was eating chicken wings on camera. That's another one for the messy transcript. The court. So confused why Ding Dong can't live with his mommy. Why Ding Dong can't live with his mommy. So what the fuck is the issue? Is this... Oh, thank you. I'm so confused. So confused why Ding Dong can't live with his mommy. So what the fuck is the issue? Is this anything other than defamation, Miss Butnick? I mean, she calls him a dumbass bitch and a ding dong. Again, I don't think that that's defamation. I think that's harassment. I agree. I'm sorry, but I think I'm... And again, I know I'm a little... like, people are going to be like, but you're biased because you support John. I support... Maybe you're right. Maybe my judgment is clouded. Maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like... I don't know. Well, what do you mean, Meg? Is this recent or last court date? I try to, Alyssa. Do you mean, is this from the last time that they were in court together? I mean, they haven't been in court together since August, if that's what you're referring to. Oh, I need to blow my nose. Not me getting a little... It's from August. I mean, that's the last time they were in court together. If that's what you're asking, sorry. I mean, I know when it's... Okay. Anyway, sorry if there was any confusion. Yes, this is the transcripts from one of the days in August. No, I've never read these. When would I have read them? But no, I haven't. This is my first time even seeing these, actually. Okay. I mean, she calls him a dumbass, blah, blah, blah. The court, I think that's harassment. Under what case are you? Under the definition of harassment. It's, I believe, and I'm doing this just off of memory, but I believe harassment is a course of conduct that is intended to annoy somebody, right? And so calling somebody a ding-dong repeatedly, calling someone too gay repeatedly, calling someone a dumbass bitch, that is a course of conduct, that is an annoying course of conduct that constitutes harassment. The court, well, she doesn't object, so it comes in. So, hold on. Let me get this right, Judge. So a second ago, you were ready to rule that this was nothing but defamation. But you needed that case law, but you got cut off. Under what case are you, bitch, by? Taylor said, hold the phone. Let me tell you the real tea, mamas. Under the definition of harassment, ho, that's where I'm getting it from. I don't need fucking case law to define a fucking word. That's already defined under the judicial system. Like, what are we talking about? Anyway, 36 is admitted into evidence. Miss Butnick, 37. Miss Fonseca, no, relevance. This is the essay one, and kind of similar to the too gay stuff, when the court labeled that as defamation, especially after she just admitted the too gay stuff. What are you talking about? After Dad testified it wasn't her making the allegation, it was a prior witness in this case. We didn't get to go any further into the essay stuff because, again, it was labeled as defamation. So, relevance, Ms. Budnick. My argument is the same argument I made with respect to the other ones in the sense of talking about his hair, how he looks like a girl, essays women. I think that is harassment. I think it disturbs my client's peace, regardless of whether or not it's defamatory. And then I think at the very end of the video, Brianna says, 2K... $20,000 if you can beat him in a boxing match. She's talking about encouraging someone to fight my client. The court. Here's the thing. The court went into great detail about what my reading of the case law was, and I invited everybody to respond. Hold on, let me finish. And we all briefed it, and there's cases. There's the Maldonado case. There's the Curcio. I'm saying that wrong. I know I am. Is that the Miss Fonseca Condiotti? Something like that? Of course, Lindsay doesn't know. Lindsay's fucking confused, always. The court. No, it was Curcio. To me, that's the one that is most... Because in that case, it was two, celebrities. She was a comedian. There was a Facebook post specifically about basically accusing the other partner of SA, and there's all that case law about defamation and the First Amendment and prior restraint, and because of that, and because everybody, whether you disagree with me, nobody provided me case law to say differently. And so Ms. Fonseca, strategically, because she said she had there was one video shown of Mr. Gacy saying some really awful things about Ms. Olsen's private area that could also be deemed as defamation. And Ms. Fonseca specifically said, I'm not going into all that because of the court's ruling. Number one. Number two, Ms. Fonseca attempted to try and show that the allegation that she alleged that Mr. Gacy was gay was not in fact false and therefore couldn't be defamatory. What the actual fuck are we talking about? Like, what's happening here? So I'm confused. Am I reading this correctly? This part right here about the two gay situation? The allegation that she alleged that Mr. Gacy was gay was not in fact false and therefore couldn't be defamatory. So not only are we saying this constantly over and over, we're now sitting in a courtroom and we're going to stand 10 toes down on the fact that you are arguing that it's not defamatory because you in fact are saying it's true that John is gay? Brianna, shut your gutted pussy ass up, girl. And in an effort to try and refer to his OnlyFans account, I think, to show that he indeed may be gay, bisexual, I don't know. And I stopped that completely because I said the only part that may be relevant to this is in the defamation case when truth is in an affirmative defense. So they made a strategic decision not to introduce that. Let me be abundantly clear to anybody in this room, and this can be passed along to old root beer over there who likes to comment on me being subscribed to John's OnlyFans. I, in fact, did subscribe to John's FO the moment that he created one. One, I love small business. I love to support small business. Two, I love to support a single parent. Mom, dad, doesn't care. Don't matter to me. I love that. I also want 2K to fold me like a pretzel. This is no secret. I've said this multiple times. And I wanted to see what it looked like, okay? I just wanted to see what was going on. Not once, ever, in the entire time that he has had an FO, has he ever once done any sort of GAY or bisexual content, ever. Everything he has always done has always been by himself. Now, does he maybe occasionally show off his butt? Yeah, he's got a cute butt. But why does that make it gay? Because if that's gay, by your logic, then Santos is also gay, because I was just in a clip of him the other day on FO and Twitter of him playing with his butt cheeks. Doing a little jiggle. You fucking idiot. I'm going to be very frank. I'm not going to rule in this case based on alleged defamatory statements because both of them have said horrible things about each other online multiple times. You will not win if that is the only basis upon which you're seeking. Hold on. Let me finish, please. It looks like you want to stop the court. You will not win. That is not with these two, because this is not a situation where one side says many defamatory things allegedly and the other side says nothing. They're both equally guilty. No, they're not both equally guilty. And that tells me everything that I need to know. And this is exactly why the decision that was made, because you, as the court, as the person who is supposed to be evaluating every piece of information, everything that is presented, who is supposed to have the child's best interest, you did not do your job. That is exactly what this tells me, because there's no way that you went over everything that was submitted to the court by both attorneys, and that your evaluation and your decision is that they're both equally guilty. There's no way. There's literally no way. So miss me with that bullshit. Miss me with that bullshit. The main, and I've tried to tell everyone, and I want it to be clear, threats are really relevant to this court because that's the exception even in the criminal arena when words are not protected. When words are used for criminal action, for either threats of things like that, that can very well be an exception. But if we're using and relying on all the alleged defamatory statements that she allegedly said to him, my sense is that Ms. Fonseca is going to ask to reopen all the evidence and bring in all these other statements that I'm sure are there based on a few that I've seen where your client also says defamatory statements allegedly. I'm getting a headache, y'all. I'm about to have to pause because the argument by John's attorney is not about them being defamatory. The argument is that they are harassing. It's the harassment part. What is not clocking to her? What is she not? I don't understand. Am I losing it? Am I crazy? I mean, I know I am. And I know that, like, I'm a little biased because whatever. But, like, her argument isn't that these things are defamatory. Her argument is that these things are harassing. So if old Lindsay over there would like to make the same arguments, then make those arguments. This is insane. This is literally insane to me. I've never in my life experienced. Fuck being a lawyer, Kay. You can just be the judge. All you need is case law. So I just think your focus, and if I can focus you, should be on, and I said that a couple days ago, I heard a lot of stuff that was not relevant. I heard a few, but I would focus on those. Ms. Butnick. So my purpose is really to make my objection on the record so that it's clear why I'm believing that these exhibits are relevant. I would agree that there's more here that could have been presented that wasn't in terms of statements and name calling and that type of thing. The court. I will, on this particular one, on number 37, it will come in over Ms. Fonseca's objection, but only, I believe it's relevant on our sort of the last, starting where she says, like boxing, I'll give him $20,000 if he beats me. Okay, $20,000 if you can beat him in a boxing match. That would be where it's relevant. Okay, great. 37 is admitted into evidence. All that for fucking what? Right, crazy legs. Like, what? Oh, Alyssa, same. Where do we at? Okay, my next one is 38. Okay, no, that's another 2-gay one, Miss Butnick. And I guess for the sake of having to repeat myself over and over, can I let the court know I have the same position as I've had with respect to 37 and 35 and the other exhibits that were objected to on those grounds? The court. Let me ask you a question. Did you have other potentially defamatory videos, Ms. Fonseca? Yes. The court. That Mr. Gacy said about your client, Ms. Fonseca? Yes. We had she is so stuck on this fucking, yeah, no wonder, on this fucking defamatory argument. Nobody's making the argument about whether it was or wasn't fucking defamatory. I don't understand. I'm doing well, Larissa. How are you? Yes, we had additional information from his Twitter account and OnlyFans regarding him baiting gay men. What? Let me tell you something. That man didn't have to bait me nothing. When I tell you, I jumped the fuck up out of that lake into the boat so motherfucking quick. There was no fishing pole. There was no bait. There was no net. There was no nothing required. The way I jumped out of water so motherfucking quick into that FO. Imagine you're... I'm screaming as many times as they talk about me being... Anyway... Baiting gay men is fucking crazy. And going live about how they're his biggest subscribers. How would he know his subscribers' sexuality? Like, what? And how would they know that? How would he know that? But how would they know that? Like, what are we talking about? Also, I am the #1 subscriber, and I am a little bit thick. Okay? I'm trying to lose weight. I've been trying to eat healthier and get in some cardio. Hi, future ex-wife. How are you, baby doll? But regardless, is this play about us? I'm screaming. About to do a bumpy. I'm screaming. Good. What if they are? Oh my god, not me making a little appearance. Okay, whatever. Let's continue. Saying potentially defamatory things of your client that you did not offer in because of the court's ruling. Ms. Fonseca, yes. And that was because of the court's ruling on the 2-gay and the essay sub, the court. So that's the thing. We have all of this and I know the court was being harsh at the time, but nobody gave me case law. Oh, God bless it. She's giving me a fucking headache. To say differently, so it's not fair. It's really not fair to them to then say, well, I still want to get in after the court's ruling when they, were at 3:30, 2:30 on the last day of trial. My sense is Ms. Fonseca is going to seek to reopen evidence if that's the case, Ms. Butnick. So my response to that would be the purpose of this, given the guidance the court has given us throughout this trial, would be that these posts are posts that disturb my client's peace. My client is the one seeking the restraining order. Ms. Olsen is not. Let me tell you something. The way Taylor be gathering them, she be gathering the girls, honey. She be having that court shook. The fact that there have been posts allegedly where he may have said something about her, we have no time period, nothing. That does not negate the fact that his peace has been disturbed by her conduct. If her peace were disturbed, she could seek a restraining order. She hasn't. The court, okay, what I would ask you to do then at the break is to find all the fucking case law that you can find and dump it on my fucking debt. Like, fuck me in the ass. The fuck are we actually talking about here? The break is telling me why all those cases in the restraining order context, oh God, has specifically said that defamation is not the basis for a restraining order because you have an opportunity to seek civil redress in a civil court and all that. And if I stand corrected, then I'm wrong, Ms. Butnick. So, I mean, one case, for example, just off right now would be Paris J versus Christopher Yu. The court, yes, Ms. Butnick. It's a court of appeal case for the 2nd District. The court, very familiar. Are you, though? Are you very familiar? Ms. Butnick, okay, perfect. So among the content in that case, which the basis for issuance of the restraining order was a disturbance of the peace, there was context, text messages containing obscene language. The court, okay, I'm going to stop you. A text message is, oh, fuck me in the ass, dude. Is a direct contact between somebody and somebody else. That's harassment. That direct contact. Public postings are First Amendment. You're bringing things into a public arena. They're First Amendment figures. They're public figures, so a text message is different. Something is defamatory if it's published. It's put out to the public. To say something to somebody else privately may very well not be defamation. So a text message and public defamation are two different things, Ms. Butnick. Well, conduct that is, Family Code 6320C defines disturbing the peace, for example, and that can be conduct that's communicated directly or indirectly. And so, if the language, as in the Christopher case that I just cited, is this vulgar, upsetting language, and it's communicated indirectly, it can still constitute conduct that disturbs the peace of the other party based on how disturbing the peace is defined at Family Code Section 6320C, because it says conduct committed directly or indirectly, including through the use of a third party by any method or through any means, including but not limited to online accounts. And my read on the Curcio versus Pell's case is, in addition to the fact that oh girl, she be getting me hype. I be sweating when fucking Taylor goes off. Is in addition to the fact that it was a single post, whereas here we have a series of posts. It was private, and so the court it wasn't distributed to anyone. Here we have many posts that are being publicly distributed. That makes them more upsetting. Ms. Fonseca, that's the case that you kind of implicitly asked us to bring to your attention for a separate reason. That's the case that defined it's not an objection reasonable person standard. It is the specific mental calm of the party filing the DVRO. And like the court said, as to the threats and actions taken in that case, they were of the traditional type, threatening to sue to recover money from their wedding, sending threatening and lewd emails and text messages, threatening to throw out belongings after they separated, requiring police intervention. So again, this is a case involving public figures and other people clipping what each of them are saying online and posting it, which Neither of them have control over what gets clipped, what gets posted, and what the algorithm of these platforms puts in front of them. So because our trial brief was very clear in line with the court's perspective on all of this, that this was a defamation case tied up in a bow as a DVRO. We are not here for a defamation case. So again, like the court said, based on the ruling as the 2 gay stuff, and as to the SA stuff, we didn't present any of our additional clips or testimony about that because the court already made a ruling. So I thought if the court made a ruling on the evidence, yes, I know we're going through the list of what to admit or not, but the court already made the ruling that this is not a defamation case. Those are defamation matters. So am I crazy? I feel like I'm listening to some of those weirdos who just sit in those echo chambers on live streams in their little boxes, and they just repeat the same thing over and over again in hopes that everybody will then, like, start to have the same mindset. She is not arguing anything about any of this being defamatory. She is arguing that it falls under harassment. If the court's ruling is that this isn't harassment, by all means, rule that way. But stop ruling on it based off of the defamatory argument. John's attorney isn't making that argument. God bless. Y'all have me fucking sweating in places I shouldn't be sweating in. Not in my own house, not in AC. Especially because we're not allowed to continue to put forth our evidence or cross on these topics. The court. Do you believe the facts in Paris versus Christopher are similar to the facts in this case, Ms. Butnick? Ms. Butnick, I don't think they're exactly the same. I think there are definite distinctions in terms of the type of conduct. I agree, but I think the principle and the holding is what is relevant. And I don't think that the conduct in this case is innocuous. The court. No one ever said it was innocuous. That's a different story. So let me read you the specific facts in Paris, and this is why I think they are different. Oh, God. I need a bump. I'm doing a bump break. I don't care. Bump break, everyone. Get out your baggies, get out your dollar bills, get out your spoons, get out your pinky nails, get out your straws, whatever you use. Happy bump break. I'm fucking screaming at the chat right now. Yes, it's really happening. If you need a lesson on how to do bumps, I'll teach you. No, it's not really happening. I mean, unless that's what you do in your own house. I don't care what you do in your free time. If you notice, my moderators all have snowflakes in their name, and then there's a few other people in the chat. So I've lived my life in active addiction for 13 and a half years. And yes, I was addicted to snow. There are a number of people on this app who try to weaponize that against me, and they call me a cokehead. So I just kind of took it and ran with it, and call myself the Snow Queen. And winter is coming all year long, baby doll. So we do little bump breaks just to feed into their little crazy. But anyway, that's all. Sometimes I'm blowing my nose. Sometimes I'm doing, heroin. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm screaming. Christina, shut the fuck up. Thanks, Sabrina. So, I shouldn't have made that joke. Also, I don't glorify using rugs, just so we're all clear. But I do make jokes about it because that's my way of dealing with my own addiction and for the people that try to weaponize it against me. So, not I'm his supplier. Maddie, it certainly does. Just to be clear, if I was using snow, I would have zero problems. You can ask any of the people who have followed me for an extended period of time. I would have zero issues admitting that to anybody in this chat. I am an open fucking book. People can make anyway, we're not getting into that right now, but I'll admit to anything. Anything that I've done, I don't really care. I do care, but I'm saying, like, I don't care to admit it because who I was isn't who I am, nor is it where I'm heading in life. And I have mess ups, sure. I relapse, sure. I've been to several different rehabs, and by several, I mean 13, maybe 14. I don't know. It depends on who you're asking. Probably should have went to more. But anyway, we're moving on. We do bump breaks as like a joke and also to give everybody a break to kind of digest what's going on. And it's just fun to do. Okay. But if you are doing snow, make sure that you do them evenly. So always do 2 at a time, 1 in each nostril. You don't want to mess with the flow of things. So I'm screaming. Okay, where are we? No evidence presented during this case of any direct communication between Miss Olsen and Mr. Gacy. Are we still talking about this? Is this what... I know that part. I know that's right. Are we still talking about the same thing? Country son, you ain't no lie. We're still going over this? Filed the pleading. Here it is. Thank you. Meet you there. There is no curse words. There is no too gay. There's nothing. They are all very respectful. Here are the facts in the Paris case. In 2019, the parties got into multiple disagreements, which led them to engage in heated arguments via text messages for several weeks. Like, I'm screaming, Krista. I don't know if I can keep doing this. Like, we're only on page 40 How far into this are we? Oh. I'm going to have to reset soon just because of timing. Because if you missed most of the live, I do upload these to my, Mrs. Claus, you haven't even dropped a daily heart me. Don't tell me what to do, ho. Excuse you? Mrs. Claus, be careful. My mods, they will block you, girl. Even if you're joking. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. My mods are crazy and they love to block people. They're baddies. And they don't like bad addies. And by that I mean bad attitudes, just in case you didn't get it. I have to re-up anyways. I'll do that when you reset. I'm screaming, not re-up. Okay. I just don't want to keep reading over the same thing. Like, I feel like it's the same fucking thing over and over. Like, how, like... I don't know. He accused her of cheating on him numerous times. On several occasions, he told her he was kicking her out of the home. Among other things, he stated he was going to change the locks, that he would not let her back into the home, etc., etc., etc. Then he said he also threatened her via text messages directly to her and email to her and told her that this is all that fucking case law bullshit. Thank you, Supernova. Thank you, sweetheart. Not filibusters. I'm screaming at filibusters. So I respectfully disagree with you that Paris versus Christopher supports that conclusion. And in fact, I think the seminal issue in Paris, or what the court was dealing with, was when talking about the emotional calm and how that is different than sort of the criminal, what they call, well, when they talked about whether it was a reasonable person standard, the issue in that case was that the person actually disturbed. But this, I don't believe anywhere in here, the word defamation, God fucking bless America with this defamation motherfuck bullshit. Hey, dramatic. How are you, girly pop? Good to see you. Because it's unknown. This is crazy to me. Miss Butnick. And I don't know why we keep using... I knew it. I knew Taylor was about to come with it. The word defamation. We are not complaining about defamation. We are complaining about harassing communications that are communicated indirectly to my client. Conduct that is communicated indirectly to my client that disturbs his peace. Threats to my client that are communicated to him indirectly. We are not talking about defamation. We have not asked for a restraining order on the basis of defamation. That is a word that counsel keeps bringing up. Really, it's not even counsel. It's fucking the goddamn judge. That is not the basis for the restraining order request. The court. So your response is to not even fucking address what she just said? I'm gonna lose my shit, bro. Like, what are we talking about here? Did you not hear what she just said? You're not even gonna respond to this? The court. Okay, so number 36 is... What? It's about Brianna Olsen and 2K. Miss Butnick, 38. The court. I'm sorry. Well, here's the thing. I think the basis of the objection is relevancy. I think to the extent it's part of this ongoing pattern, I think the court can find it relevant. After all that, I'm getting so angry. I don't think you understand. I am physically feeling anger inside of me. After all that, you still came to the fucking decision. Okay, well, 38 is admitted into evidence. You want to know why you came to that decision? It's because Taylor fucking checked your ass. You fucking dum-dum. I'm sweating. I'm fucking sweating, bro. Like, dead-ass sweating. Hayden, can you do me a favor and you'll have to put it in the chat at... Let's see, we're at 1 hour and 41 minutes. In 19 minutes, can you say reset? The court. Whether that's the basis, I will tell you this. Those text messages of her, those messages alone, her calling him too gay, would not be the basis upon which this court would grant a restraining order. This is just them submitting evidence. This is not them making their arguments. They haven't even gotten to that point. So she's not asking you to make a fucking ruling off of one Ms. Butnick, yeah, I would agree. I think granting a restraining order off of one indirect contact would be to Curcio and Pels getting a restraining order granted. The court, okay. Next, Ms. Butnick. Screaming. The court. Exhibit 40, Ms. Fonseca. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, the court. So the objection is relevance, yeah. Court. Fucking Lindsay doesn't know what to say. Thanks, Ash, for the heart meme. The court. Okay, well, that's overruled, but the court will indicate what the basis of its ruling is again. The basis of my ruling is especially since your client specifically testified that the reason why he made the only alleged defamatory posting that Ms. Fonseca introduced was one where he talked about her private parts in a not very flattering way, and your client said on the stand that the reason why he did that was basically in retaliation for this text message. But it is relevant because it came in. So, Exhibit 40 is admitted into evidence. Well, that one was simple. 43. Exhibit 43. The court. Not text message. I'm sorry. Posting. Ms. Butnick. Yes. The court. Any objection, Ms. Fonseca? No. Okay, that comes in. 43 admitted. 46. I think these are the two that I thought were the same. 46 and what? I don't know which one is... Of course you don't, Taylor! Or, Lindsay, because you don't know fucking shit about shit. Piss me the fuck off. Thank you, Ash. What the fuck are we doing here? Why did you even show up, Linz? Oh, yeah. So 43 and 46 are the ones that I pointed out when they were originally shown that I thought they were the same clip. She was wearing the sunglasses talking to the chat and talking about kidnapping, but I think counsel says that they're different. But they look like they were the same because she was wearing sunglasses in both. Did you watch the fucking clips? Did you do your fucking job? Okay, I don't know, baby girl. Listen, I'm just here. There's no K. I don't have any case law. KG, so I can't answer. KG, I need you to provide case law with that. The court. They're different words. Miss Fonseca. So they must have just been from the same stream. Then that's fine. Yeah, that's a possibility, dum-dum. The court. Okay, so 43 and 46 comes in. Exhibit 46, admitted into evidence. Miss Budnett, 56. The court. Now 56. Okay, I don't think which one is 56, please? It is the one where she says, no, bitch, you're trying to fuck with me and my kid, and I'll fuck you up, bitch. Whoever's listening, play this. I will burn your city, your fucking city down. The court. Yes. Miss Fonseca. Yeah, that's fine. The court. Okay, that comes in. Great. Exhibit 57, Miss Fonseca. This is another one like one of those third-party ones. Okay, well, again, all of these, the only thing the court is admitting into evidence is statements that Miss Olsen, unless otherwise, so you're specifically looking, Miss Butnick, on the statement, but then they're going to know I'm in LA. Miss Butnick, correct. And visibly, we saw the clip, we watched it, we saw her with W in a, what's the, Miss Fonseca, the relevance. Yeah, what's the relevance to this? So it ties into Exhibit 79, where she talked about wanting to go to LA without telling my client because she knew it would upset him. Okay, I would still say relevance because she's never denied that she was in LA. So a clip of her telling someone she's in LA, I don't understand the relevance to the actual restraining order. The court. Whereas I gave Miss Butnick a little bit of hard time about the defamation, whether there's case law that concerns disturbing the, I think, intentionally withholding child and bragging about it. Miss Butnick, yeah, the court could potentially be the basis of disturbing the peace, so that's overruled. Okay, well, I guess she had case law. Miss Butnick, oh wait, hold on. 57 is admitted. 66, Miss Butnick, 66, the court. So 57 is relevant to which one too? I said it relates to all the comments about kidnapping that she made and then the basis for why she actually removed the child from the state. The court. Okay. What's the next one? 66. Fonseca. I don't know which one that is. Of course you don't. Of course you don't. Taylor, because you're just sitting over there fucking playing patty cake and have your thumb up your ass while Taylor is dog walking you. I don't know which one that is. She says, I'm going to kidnap him from the supervised visits in Dallas. Miss Fonseca. Oh, sure. The court. Okay, comes in. Great. 64. And this, let me be clear, 64A. No, 64 is the 3-part, and we need the actual timestamps that were used because I will note, as they were playing, some of the timestamps in there, they're not exactly the timestamps that I was given last night or this morning. So 64A through C is the, I need the 2+ hours of stream. The court. Isn't 64A the 1 page? Oh, that was Lindsay. Miss Butnick. It is a 1 page, and there is a timestamp where the statement from Brianna, the statements are shown. I did send counsel the timestamps, as we acknowledged when we got here this morning, and I said there are the ranges approximately of what I'm using. We had a whole conversation about the transcripts, and with respect to all the 64s, Miss Olsen testified that these were her live streams. She made the statements. I don't know what else we need to do to authenticate it. The court. Okay, here's the thing. Transcripts are required under the rules of court as an aid to the parties as they're going through the videos, but the transcripts aren't admitted. Miss Butnick, correct. The court. The videos are admitted. The citations are, I think, as an aid and a guidance. Jesus, I have a headache. And a courtesy, for lack of a better term, to Miss Fonseca. The fact that a timestamp may or may not be completely accurate does not prevent the video itself from coming in because Miss Fonseca was provided the video, I think, some time ago, correct? Miss Butnick, August 12th. Miss Fonseca, without timestamps. So like I said, I didn't charge her to watch over 2 hours of footage because the court, Miss Fonseca, respectfully, that's not an objection. Right, bitch. Just because you decided that you weren't going to charge your client and bill her for the hours that it was going to take you to watch it because you didn't want to do your fucking job. Get the fuck out of here. So then what the fuck were you hired to do? I can't do this. I know, I'm just restating what I said the other day, the court, but you need to restate it because it's not an objection. That is a strategic litigation tactic, but that doesn't make it inadmissible. Go ahead. Miss Budnick. So 64A is the first of these parts. I have 64A through C. The court. Okay. Objection other than the timestamp issue, Miss Fonseca. If this is the water gun one, then yeah, that's fine. The court. Okay. 64A is admitted. Budnick. And then I have 64B. We also talk about a water gun. I only used page 4 for everybody's reference. The court. Miss Fonseca. If we're just talking about page 4 with the water gun, sure. Well, I mean, to be clear, I laid the whole page. She talks about blocking the street, yells, bitch, you're ugly, tries to zoom in. The court. These are the things I find relevant as to that page. Blocking the street in reference to the water, so that can come in. Great. 64B admitted. Great. 64C. She talks about a water gun and asks if it's assault with if it's assault. Miss Fonseca. That's not the part that was played. Miss Butnick. Yes, it was. The court. Yeah, I remember assault. Miss Fonseca. You said you do or don't? I do. Lindsay. You fucking moron. Miss Butnick. And then I played a second part of page 5 where she yells that he's an abusive man who stalks her in reference to my client, the court. Well, there we go. I mean, it all goes back to this alleged defamation. The part I see relevant as it relates to the first page where she says, talking about kidnapping, not so much. They know I'm here. Something brings my water gun. Is this assault? I'll let you argue whether she means it or not, but that page is relevant, Miss Budnick. Okay, I have the next is the court. Wait, hold on a second. I mean, did you want to play the whole thing? Ooh, I'm so sorry, y'all. Miss Budnick. I don't know where that came from. That came from my gut. I played the second section too. So in the back of 4 into 5, about coming down to get the papers, it showed her interaction with the officers. Miss Fonseca, she just said that she played the first page, which was the part about the assault with a deadly weapon. So was that the first or 5 or 4? Or 4 or 5? I played 2 sections of this recording. Was this the one where she is walking down the stairs with Miss Budnick? No, this was when she was outside and the officers come up holding papers and she was asking them if she needed to come down and they say they're trying to serve. This is actually, to Miss Fonseca's point, this is actually the recording on page 5 where they referenced music, and this is how she got in the video about the song. Miss Fonseca, I wasn't questioning page 5. I was questioning page 1. Miss Budnick, oh, page 1. I definitely played. Miss Fonseca, the court already said you remember page 1, so of course I'll take the court's. Okay, 64C, page 1 and page 5. Admitted. Fuck. I'm screaming. Oh my god! I don't know if I can keep doing this, y'all. Okay, 64D, I played another section on, I believe it starts on page 6. Sorry, I'm looking at something. So, we have 10 minutes left of this stream before I have to reset. We are 13k diamonds away from the goal that I was trying to hit. So, if anybody can help get there. Oh, I'm going to reset immediately and come right back on. But, yeah. Anyway. Gifting is optional, though. I just want to point that out. Like, just because I'm saying I have a goal doesn't mean that somebody has to fulfill it. I just want to put that out into the universe, okay? All right. Love you, Pookies. Okay. Play this to the recording. There was a section about get his license plate in it, and then she says at the end, should I fight John right now? Will I get arrested? The court. Okay, that's 64, Miss Butnick. It starts on I started it on page 6, and then to page 8, the court. And Miss Mosey, I would say water gun is fine. Swag Boy Q's car up there, relevance, the court. Wait, so we start I'm at 60, I think. I'm at 64D. The one that's like 9 pages, right? Miss Budnick, right. And I started at the end of 6 or midway through 6, the court. So it's not spending time with his son. Miss Fonseca, in the past page 6, I don't think this stuff was played. Miss Budnick, I definitely played through to the end because the last 3 lines she says, should I fight John right now? Will I get arrested? The court. That I read. So I think from page 8 where she says, should I fight John right now? Will I get arrested? Will I get arrested? That I have notes on. That came in. That is well. 64D admitted. Sorry. This video was labeled 64E, and this portion I played, it was on page 6, when she says, I'm going to go to the courthouse tomorrow and file that he has to take a DNA test and he cannot get W. Why is it telling me to change this? Oh, they said, you're not getting a TikTok. You need to be so fucking for real and change your life goal. Okay, sorry, Pookie. Fine. Okay, whatever. Moving on. It was page 6 when she says, I'm going to go to the courthouse tomorrow and file that he has to take a DNA test and he cannot get W then because I don't want to send my son to a stranger. The court. Okay, so that goes back to that language in Curcio versus Pels. In Curcio, I think it was Curcio because I highlighted it, where they talk about, when they talk about the language about the DVRO is not for every dispute. Custody dispute. Yes, okay. They talk about the guardrails and the need for guardrails in domestic violence acts, and it says, courts are concluding that the DVPA was not enacted to address all disputes between formal couples or to create an alternative forum for resolution of every dispute between such individuals. So that's Curcio 47, California Appellate Court, or Appellate 5th at page 13. And in fact, to go back to your earlier point about saying that the Paris... Are we going back to this? Are we going to go back to this? I mean, I'm going to come right back up, Mrs. Claus. It's just because I download my lives and upload them to YouTube, and it takes forever to download when they're super long. Curcio cited that the McCartney case talked about the definition of disturbing the peace and talked about how in Curcio it said it concluded that the ex-girlfriend's single private Facebook post, and I know you said it's not single, there's multiple, Ms. Butnick, right, the court, accusing petitioner of abusing her is a far cry from the conduct described in McCartney and Evil Sizer and Burkett. Beyond that, the single post, there is no evidence that the ex-girlfriend sent the petitioner harassing, threatening, or unwanted texts or emails. That's the harassment. The direct contact with one to the other, and there's no evidence that the ex-girlfriend, and this is the other thing we talked about. There was a little bit of reference to doxing. If there has been doxing, maybe. I don't know. Maybe, but there was not a lot. In fact, he asked about GTA publishing the address, and we didn't get very far, but they even distinguish that there was no evidence that the ex-girlfriend sent the petitioner harassing, threatening, or unwanted text or email as in Burkett. Again, direct contact. Sending something to somebody else directly. And there was no evidence that the ex-girlfriend published or distributed to third parties the petitioners, and this is key, private information. There is nothing about these parties that's private. Well, okay. And the issue in Evil Sizer was that the ex-partner went in and basically improperly downloaded private messages off a computer and distributed those to somebody else. These are public figures, so that's the difference. And it said, although the petitioner was upset by the social media post for fear of her career, and that's a defamation lawsuit, and he talked about that, the court concluded it cannot set to rise to the level of destruction of petitioner's emotional conduct. Why do I say all that? I just think they're different. I really do, because these are public figures. They both make their lives on the internet. They both say nasty things about each other on the internet. So for that to serve as a basis of a DVRO, again, I've said my piece, Ms. Butnick. The specific relevance to this section would be the statement that he cannot get W until then. This was made while the police were there, and my client was waiting at the house trying to receive his son for 2 hours. She's now making a statement she's not going to release him until tomorrow, at least. So you're saying that disturbs the peace, Ms. Butnick? Exactly. Duh. The fuck? Like what? Current case law, despite the language in Curcio that says DVROs are not meant to resolve every Ms. Butnick. Well, of course they are not. Curcio involved a single post that was it was isolated to a Facebook post. This is something that's happening in real time, in real life. The parties are on the same premises. The minor child is involved. The safety is at risk. The court. Okay, I understand. And you object because you don't think it's relevant? Ms. Fonseca, yes, the court. Well, that comes in, and I'll let her argue that later. Okay. Exhibit 6. Where are we at? 4 minutes. All right, let's see if we can get through this next piece before the time's up. Ms. Butnick, and then I have 64F. This is that 5-minute video that we watched at the after W had been returned to my client, the court. The objection, and then we'll take a break. Let's get through all their exhibits, and then we'll take a break, okay? Ms. Fonseca, I guess relevance? What the fuck do you mean you guess? So that's just case law, Holly. They're just citing case law. It's another case that's anyway, I can explain that in a minute, but her talking about her mental health and the police interaction. I don't know what the relevance is of any of this. The court. Okay. Page 6 is where I find relevance. I will fucking burn cities down to see my baby. I will literally burn this, counsel. This is relevant. This is a threat. Ms. Butnick. Yeah, I agree. The court. All the other stuff, I'm not sure. This is relevant. That comes in. 64F is admitted. Okay, great. Ms. Butnick, 73 was the post, the recording where respondent and Santos are talking, respondent, since we're only using her statements, respondent says we were trolling him, and we were like, we are on the way, we made them go outside. And my client's testimony was that this was the day after Santos and Brianna had come to his hotel to threaten him. The court. Ms. Fonseca, relevance, not a CHRO of Santos, and I don't know if I have a transcript for that one. The court. I do. Ms. Fonseca. Yeah, I do. Taylor, what do you have? Shit for brains. That's what I'll tell you. The court. All right. This is very relevant because this is not just Santos. This is Miss Olsen, sort of. Whether condoning or encouraging, it leads This is the actual support where previously there hadn't been a lot of support, but this is evidence that she either directed, condoned, or contributed to Santos showing up at Mr. Gacy's hotel. Exhibit 73 is admitted. That part, at least the judge got that one. Yeah, sorry. I call them by their first names because I don't know why. Let's see. Thank you. 74 was the actual footage that depicted Santos at the hotel. Any objection is relevance, correct? Relevance, and it does not come in under the exception of third-party content. Based on her testimony and John's testimony, she wasn't there. She wasn't in the video clip. She wasn't seen in the video clip. She testified she wasn't there. So the exception, again, under the joint stipulation is third-party content that does not feature the other client or does not feature the party. Has to have some nexus between the parties, direction, and the content that's being shown as being harassing the court. Okay, so your position is you previously agreed that these types of videos would not come in. Ms. Fonseca, would not come in, but there is an exception. The exception is that the nexus, can be drawn between. Okay. Hold on, let me get to the where they take a break because we're almost there. Remind me though when we I'll know. Okay, thank you, Hayden. The parties directing the third party to make a threat, and so for all the reasons that I just listed, there was no nexus drawn. Both of them admitted that Bree was not in the video, seen in the video, heard of on the video, there at the location in the video that we saw, etc. So, I don't think it would come in. I mean, normally this wouldn't come in because of hearsay. So this was our built-in exception to third-party content coming in over a regular hearsay objection, but this does not meet the standard in our joint stipulation, the court. So are you offering this in for the truth of Santos actually saying we're here at Sheraton Park Hotel? No. I mean, my client testified that he recognized his hotel in the background. They appear to be there. My client perceived this as a threat because he was at his hotel. He understood Brianna to be there that evening too. And this is related to Exhibit 73 that we just submitted where Brianna and Santos are on social media talking about this incident. Ms. Fonseca. Oops. He never testified that he believed that Brianna was there. Ms. Butnick, yes. The court. Hold on, ladies. Hold on. There's a difference between what you agreed to and whether the court can admit something over another party's objection. In that case, the court applies the rules of evidence. Okay, so it's weird that we're doing these in the form of transcripts. What you're really doing is asking the courts to accept that clip, right? A video. Correct, Ms. Butnick? Correct, Ms. Butnick? Correct. So the clip itself, to the extent that the court reviews the videos and the pictures and what is depicted and ignores the statements, it certainly can come into that point because you can introduce videos. She's somewhat authenticated or he authenticated it and he said he recognized her. So it will come in for the sole purpose of the video depiction in there of Santos at the Sheraton Park Hotel. The statements that we're here at the Sheraton Park Hotel will not come in because those are hearsay though. It is somewhat corroborated by her prior Exhibit 73, but it will come in solely for what is depicted in the video. 74 is admitted into evidence. Ms. Butnick, thank you. I had Exhibit 75. The court. Do you have a lot more? Because I do. No, I have actually just 3 more. 75, 79, 81. Okay, any objection to 75? Oh, and 85. The OFW messages, which I think we're in agreement with. Those have already been admitted. I don't remember hearing 75. Yeah, I don't know. Of course you don't, Lindsay, because you never fucking know. You guys don't have it? I mean, I'm reading it. I'm screaming. Taylor is so unserious, but so serious. I don't remember. I don't think we ever introduced that, Ms. Butnick. Then let's not. We don't need to worry about it. 79. This is the one where she's talking about why she took W from Texas. Ms. Fonseca. Oh, the podcast? Sure. The court. Okay, comes in. Great. Ms. Butnick. 81. Is Santos carrying Baby W talking about a diss track in the MILF house? Ms. Fonseca. Relevance? How is that? The court. How is that relevant? So it was posted on live social media. It's something my client saw while the minor child was being withheld there and removed from the state. It disturbed his peace to see the child unsupervised. The court. Then he can bring a restraining order against Santos. Ms. Butnick. Got it. That does not come in. Great. Ms. Butnick. Okay. And then the only other exhibit we have was 85. The messages. The court. The what? The messages? Yes. Any objection? No. Except I'd rather use ours. I mean, I know that those won't become public, but ours is redacted as to addresses and W's health information, and theirs wasn't. Why are we objecting to it now? Hey, Lindsay, in case you don't know, your fucking client outs every single piece of information about W, including things related to his health. They both do. Miss Butnick, the one relevance with respect to addresses is that respondent twice told my client she was staying at a Texas location. The court, counsel, we beat that horse for purposes of domestic violence. Miss Butnick, yeah, then we're good. The court, all right, let's take a break until 3:25. Great. Holy mother of fuck. All right, guys, what am I doing? I'm resetting. I'm coming right back up. I'm going to go pee, but I'm going to go ahead and restart the live immediately. So we're coming right back up, okay? Literally. I'm literally dropping and coming back up. So if you haven't already, hit the follow button and come right back, okay? All right. Thank you guys for everything. If you have to leave, I totally understand.